but the opportunity's gone. Once you're on the centralized exchange, the opportunity, it's not gone, but it's considerably less than what it was before. Yeah. So go follow Sami, and he's talking about Ivan on Tech. Ivan on Tech is getting the nickname Ivan on Hex because he's always talking about Pulsechain and Hex on his Twitter. I wonder if he has a staking ladder. We all know that he sacrificed for Pulsechain. Whether or not he has a staking ladder is a big question. But signal from Sami, an influencer tweets about Aptos after it pumped 400% and only 35 floppy doodle likes. He talks about Pulsechain and after Hex was up 90% and 1,900 likes. So that's pretty crazy. That obviously, I don't even have to say it, but that just tells you who has the strongest community. So people complain about vampire attacks, and they complain about, engagement farming, people engagement farming on Hex or trolling. It's not good that people do that, but at the same time, it is indicative that it is a happening ecosystem because, and there's a bright future. You know what I'm saying? It's indicative that there's a bright future as well. But yeah, these things aren't good. But it is an overall net positive that the community is so engaging. And then we got Havid Hex. Ivan on Tech confirmed that Hex has the best engagement on Twitter he's ever seen. And then, so he's saying officially about to join Team Pulsechain. He already's been on it. He just didn't talk about it openly. And I discussed that previously. It's because of his audience. Could also be that why didn't these influencers talk about the sacrifice when it happened? People are complaining about that. But, I mean, it's not so moral. It's not so ethical, maybe, that they didn't tell them about the opportunity. But at the same time, they probably don't want them to get in because if all their audience gets in already, then, their potential sell pressure instead of being potential buy pressure. It's better for the price that they get in and don't tell their audience and you get in. And then now they, start hyping it up. And then when it comes out, their audience all wants to ape in and they're going to have to buy it from you. So that is good for your gains. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that Rand Nooner and the Moon Carl and Ivan on Tech and BitBoy are not talking about Pulsechain and did not talk about it during the sacrifice is very good for your gains. Because if all those people got in on the sacrifice, they're probably not going to be buying or going to be buying less at launch and possibly, likely, even selling. So it is kind of good that they didn't talk about it when it was happening. But it's good for us, or whoever got in on Pulsechain or PulseX. It's good for you. You shouldn't even be complaining. When you should be complaining is once it launches, if they're still not talking about it, that's when maybe you should be complaining, if that makes sense. Yeah, that is interesting. Some food for thought there. Then he's like ADA or Hex. Obviously, Hex. And yeah, these influencers, it's not necessarily that they care about Hex, but they care about engagement. Like I keep saying, like trolls, they don't care if you prove them wrong. It's about them getting as many clicks as possible and, getting the algorithm to start promoting them. They know if they talk about ADA and Hex and both, then inevitably it'll get them a lot of engagement. So it's not really about picking the right things for you. It's about picking the right things for their engagement, which Hex happens to be good for you too. But so yeah, people are saying he just wants the engagement. That may be true, but obviously that is positive. And Hexologist was actually talking about this. So yeah, cool stuff there. Is Hex being gatekept? Like he doesn't know. And then Havid, coin market cap, they'll regret soon. And then Ivan says, CoinGecko's showing correct data. No, I think CoinGecko, it's not even listing it, which is pretty nuts. If you ask me. And then he said that Pulsechain has the best engagement in the industry. So this is just a taste of what's to come. I think obviously as Hex becomes more and more mainstream, the mainstream people are going to be talking about it. The mainstream content creators are going to be talking about it. The reason why they're not talking about it now is because it's not mainstream. It's fringe, and people think it's a scam. And they don't want people to think, they don't want their audience to think that they're shilling scams. Because like they obviously know it's not a scam, right? They've even said it publicly. To their credit, I mean, we should be giving people like Rand Nooner a lot more credit than Hostility, because he's had Richard Hart on. He just doesn't talk about it regularly, which is maybe not the best, but I mean, that's like very good in comparison to most people, in comparison to people like Carl the Moon who don't even talk about it, and Altcoin Daily and those hoes. So yeah, but once they're all talking about it, the opportunity's gone. The opportunity of like life-changing wealth in a short period of time is gone. And the opportunity to be a Hex content creator, Hex TikToker, it's probably gone, because BitBoy Crypto is going to be making the TikToks on Hex. But right now they're not talking about it, which means there's opportunity for you both to buy, in my non-financial advice opinion, and to get out there and, you know, be a TikToker or be a YouTuber or be whatever you want. Be whatever you want to be in life. But yeah, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat.